Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello and welcome to Rivals Rumble, people. Today we speak about Spurs. Are they serious with the Eze situation? Do they want to challenge? Where do Spurs want to go? And Chelsea with Olise are different gravy. We spoke about it this morning. It looks like it's closer by the hour to happening in Olise to Chelsea. Where does he fit? What is going to happen? Are they going to shift Palmer to the middle? Is this the end of Madueke's career at Chelsea? We'll talk about that as well. Also, there is a hint of someone actually inquired about Nkunku, which is a very strange link. I don't think Chelsea is going to sell, to be honest. But also Manchester United, Branthwaite, and also Southgate. They're going to be at Man United next season. This is going to be a fantastic and amazing. But also Teresic is linked to Manchester United, of course. And last but not least, are Sesko and Havertz good enough for Arsenal to win the Premier League finally together? But big up everybody that is here. Hit that like button if you just joined us. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. On the road to 22K people. Hit that like button if you're here. Come on, people. You got to hit that like button before we start. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing today? A little bit slow day?
Yeah, still slow.
Listen, I'm good. Good day, man. Good day. Listen, usually there's no news on the weekend, so doesn't matter that much.
It doesn't matter. But where do we start though? We start with Spurs. I want to actually start with Spurs a little bit. This Eze link, if it's real, and this Ivan Toney link is real. A lot of people said Daniel Levy is not gonna back Ange. They're not. Yes, a lot of people. We made fun of the Timo Werner thing. We made fun of it. Even Spurs fans, didn't like it. But if Eze goes to Spurs, and if Ivan Toney, where do you think Spurs land next season?
Well, I mean, like I've been saying all the second half of this past season, that the place we're hurting the most is on the wings, right? And so Eze opens up a whole new dynamic for us in that front. Someone with near Son quality on that left-hand side is a game changer, really. I mean, you're looking at a Eze Son combination, right? Eze's creativity, being able to find Son in the box, play the ball to his feet. If it happens, it would be.
Why? It would be a very big. You don't believe it's gonna happen.
I mean, I'm a Spurs fan, right? So anytime it comes to any kind of transfers, look, we were this close to signing Paulo Dybala. We were this close to signing. The Jack Grealish deal was done. I'm a Spurs fan, so we don't believe anything. We have a saying in our fan base that until he holds a shirt, we don't believe anything. I'm not like an Arsenal fan that goes out there and runs my mouth about how we're going to sign all of these players in the January window and then we sign nobody, right? Like we don't. Spurs fans, we've learned better. We don't do that.
What do you think realistically Spurs can finish? What do everybody think Spurs are? Because do you know Mohamed Salah actually said that he thinks Spurs will finish above Liverpool next season.
I agree with that.
I can see that happening in the sense that I think Liverpool might be a bit more in a transition phase per se. Maybe you could say that, but I don't know. I just think again it's about who they bring in it. If they are able to bring in a guy like Eze, maybe a guy like Toney that might work for them up front. Maybe, but top four is probably what Spurs have always been aiming for. So
I just hope we do, because those are two players that both Arsenal and Man United fans have wanted. Right? I've heard Ahmad talk about Eze on this show several times. So I just want to happen just to spite those guys. But I guarantee you, for every Arsenal fans are exactly like this. As soon as they sign for Spurs, they'll be garbage.
And Eze is quality, man. I actually want him at United, bro. I'll be jealous, by the way. I'll be jealous if Tottenham.
I would take him at Chelsea right now, honestly.
But you know what though? Like the thing is with Eze, I actually think he operates better in the number 10. Because I know he can play on the left, he can drift on the left, but most of his best attributes is coming through the middle. Like he's a good ball carrier, he's good at dribbling, and Maddison's had a lot of injuries for Tottenham, and then with Eze coming in, bro, he adds that quality. And I still think with Tottenham they need wingers, like out and out wingers. if that makes sense. Because with Werner and Brennan Johnson, I don't think they're good enough, man. Like, I don't think they're good enough. They don't really pose that much of a threat. And with Eze
it's kind of like a Kulusevski type of player, right? Where he can play in the middle and
but he's got
better
more
than
like
Kulusevski. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he's a better Kulusevski. He can play wide. He can play centrally. I mean, Kulusevski's best moments for us this past season were through the middle, not on the wing.
I was really surprised when you re-signed Werner, to be honest, because I was thinking
just alone. Just alone.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well. It's a loan, but he's gonna stay the season.
That's what I'm saying.
He's gonna take a place on the squad.
Who else do we have on the left?
But it doesn't matter. Go get somebody else.
For me, fundamentally, it's like there should be better
have money.
Daniel
Levy have money to sign players.
I don't think Eze's a left.
Them, they don't.
Eze's not a left winger. He's not really. He's played there. He's played, I think, like 7 games. Because I've looked at like how many games he's played through the middle. Because it's usually him and then Mateta's up from an Olise, they drift in. So like I think with Eze, he operates best in the middle, and you've got Maddison there as well. So it's going to be interesting. Like I think if you play Eze down the left, it's a bit of a waste. You're not really getting. It's a bit of a waste.
So not a Postecoglou system. Like we're not playing counterattacking, right? So you need, if you're looking for players with creativity that can unlock defenses and unlock, people parking the bus against us, which is what people switch to in the second half of the season. Just sit back, soaking up, right, making us break them down. If you've got an Eze, Maddison, Kulusevski, cross 3, I mean that's way better than Timo Werner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think to be honest, you could just have like 2 cams in it, just behind whoever the striker is going to be, Maddison and whoever. Yeah.
With the Postecoglou system, it's supposed to be free, right? Like they're supposed to be able to switch, rotate, move, interchange. There's not a real position, right? If you watch Son play on the left, sometimes he's central, sometimes he's wide. It just doesn't matter. He just floats. He just finds the space and gets in the half spaces.
As long as Richarlison is on the team, you aren't going anywhere.
As long as he doesn't play.
Is he not getting told? I thought he was on the sold list. I thought he was on the sold list. That's why, I didn't mention him, to be honest. I thought he was gone.
Bro, as long as this guy is on the team, they aren't getting anywhere.
There's offers. There's talk about him leaving. Something they want like 30 or 40 million euro for him.
The question is, I don't even know where he goes. Like maybe
for Charleston, the bench. That's where he goes.
No, I'm saying to you, any other club that's gonna go after Richarlison, I just, I don't see a suitor for him.
I don't see you selling Richarlison because there's nobody that's gonna pay the money for him.
Exactly.
30, 40
Does
mil?
that make sense?
Why wouldn't he's worth 30, 40 mil?
He's worth what?
He's worth 30, 40 mil for a club like Everton or a club like Nottingham Forest or something.
Bro, you got
like that?
scammed with Richarlison, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You guys know that.
Mil.
You guys know that.
Yeah, they got scammed. Yeah.
Big up Shiz. I
don't know why you spend that much money on him though. Like even to this day, when I saw the 60 million fee for him, I was like, this guy's been.
He scored more goals for us than Jesus has for Arsenal. That's all I'm saying. So.
Okay. Fair enough then. Hey,
they paid about the same amount.
So he waited for the Arsenal fan. He waited for the Arsenal fan to come, and then you wanted to start throwing the jabs.
No, I mentioned Arsenal like 2 or 3 times before you even got here, bud.
Can you always wait for me to come before you throw the jabs, so I can be here? Just wait for me to
come, man.
I literally mentioned Arsenal like 2 or 3 times before you even got on the show.
I came late, guys. I apologize. I was busy doing something that we were supposed to have finished. But then they kept me captive. Don held me captive, and Husam, they put chains on my leg. They said I can't go anywhere. So I had to call Mo. Mo then had to pay the ransom. Mo, thank you for paying my ransom. I'm here. I'm free. I'm free. Thank you very much. How you guys doing? How's everybody doing?
Yeah. Big up that. But listen, to be honest with you, I wanted to know for real about the Spurs situation, because the Spurs for me are the most unknown team next season. Like Chelsea, the squad, like I know how they're gonna perform, like a little bit. Maresca is the unknown. Spurs, you can literally finish 3rd, or I can see Spurs finishing 8th. Like this completely going left.
I don't think we'll finish 8th.
Behind. Okay, Man United get the signings right. Chelsea pick up. Aston Villa's there. Who else? Newcastle. You finish 8th.
No, I don't think we finished. Did you guys watch the preseason game, the Spurs versus Newcastle? I
didn't watch that game.
It was like super early. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning for us.
That was the one in Australia.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not watching a friendly game in Australia.
It was actually a good game though. Both teams started with a pretty strong lineup, and what I saw in that game was what I saw in the first half of last season from us. I think so. A lot of people ask me what happened to Tottenham. What happened to Tottenham? I think that one of the things that happened was because they started off so well, and they were kind of really dominating teams in the first half of the season, that they were under a whole lot of pressure. Because in that friendly, when they weren't under pressure, the free flowing, attacking, breaking guys down. I mean, they were punishing Newcastle in that first half. I mean, ball was in their box, until the U26s came on or U21s came on. Like it was
60 mil though, isn't it, for Eze? That's what they're saying, no? 60 mil.
60 mil plus 8. That's a
60
that's a
Dude,
bar.
plus who?
Eze.
60 plus 8 bonuses.
Oh, 8.
68 mil then.
So 68 million, almost 70. Let's just say 70 plus taxes, because you pay taxes on that as well. It's not just that price.
taxes.
Nah, Dayo's trying to hate you now.
Yeah,
Dayo's hating.
Dayo's just trying to rise the fee.
You're not buying a can of Coke. There's no sales tax.
Of course I know. I was trying to see who was going to respond now. Come on, guys. You should know by now.
Nah, he's quality, man. He's quality.
Eze is quality. I mean, you can't take that away from him. Michael Olise. There's a bunch of, like, I think in that midfield and then like winger position, there's a bunch of really, really good crop of players this time around that you can actually pick from. But that striker market is just dead. I think the striker market is dead, honestly. Like, you have to dig deep. There's really nobody in the striker market for me. But yeah, in that midfield, yeah, I think Eze is a good buy. But for 68,
bro, if they get Eze,
honestly.
No, but you know what?
That for Richarlison.
Yeah,
totally
I know, but hold on. But let me ask you a question.
About?
So would you pay 68 for Eze, or would you take 75? And
how much did you pay for Kai Havertz, bro?
No, hear me out. And you paid 65 for Kai Havertz, and he came good on his. He came good, double digit GA. 17.
Eze is a way better player than Kai Havertz, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Eze is a way better player. I hear you, because we've looked at their stats and their GA, and Eze is a way better player indeed.
Yeah.
Let's break it down. Eze is even more injury prone than Kai Havertz.
No, let's not do Eze versus Havertz. Eze is better. Come on. Eze is better, man. Let's not do that.
Yeah,
Dude,
right.
Eze had one injury all last season, bro.
Eze is
better than Havertz, bro.
Eze is by far the better footballer than Havertz, man. He's by far
he
better.
missed 2 games last season from injury, bro. And
he's not injury prone. Listen, if Eze was linked to Arsenal, Dayo would say it's an amazing signing. Come on.
I just said that.
He would say it's an amazing signing.
Would go.
You know what I mean? He'd be saying,
Arsenal and Man
He would say amazing.
Hold on, Ahmed, clean the wax in your ear. The first thing I said about
it's true.
Eze, clean the wax in your ear. Clean the wax in your. The first thing I said about that boy was, I said he's a quality player. Immediately we were talking about him. I said for 68 million, a little steep, but he's a quality player that will fit into any team. And I would take
Broski paid 65 million for Kai Havertz, bro.
The first thing I said. But because you always choose not to listen. You always choose not to listen.
It's not about listening.
That's what I said. But hold on. But I said that. I said I would take him at my team. I said he's a quality player. I said he's a little steep at 68 million though for me. And then I just kept on talking about, and then he brought up Havertz versus Eze, and I was like, well, look at their stats. Did Havertz come good for 65 million? Yes or no?
Yeah, but that's hindsight.
I know, but this is also going to be hindsight when he goes to the club. You can go there. We all thought Havertz wasn't going to perform. We all thought he wasn't going to perform. Every single person was like, yo, you guys have been scammed. You guys have been scammed. Okay, fine. But he came and he performed. And so he did. My point is, Eze is a class quality player, right? He's doing very well right now. If he gets there to whatever team he goes to, and then he doesn't perform, maybe because of something. We saw Maddison. We saw it happen to Maddison last season. Maddison is a quality player, quality all around. I would take Maddison in a heartbeat. But the minute he got injured, what happened to him? He came back a different player the rest of the season. So that's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, we'll look at
that's with any player when they come back from.
The thing is, Maddison has that history though. The thing is, if people are serious and actually looked at Maddison, seasons at Leicester, the first half he does well. He usually gets an injury. Then the second half, his performances do deteriorate over time. So that's on Tottenham when they were trying to buy Maddison. They should have known that if they were actually doing their scouting report on him. So the difference for me is that Eze he's usually a consistent player, and for the price tag in this general market, that's a good price. I don't know why. I don't know why we're going about like that. Havertz. The reason why people are cooking for Havertz for 65 million is because Havertz was doing below average stuff from what it was expected for 3 consecutive seasons. That's what it was.
Can I add a point here as well? We spoke about this with Saad and Griggs and Mo. Big up the panel earlier, yeah. And there's a massive assumption that Havertz is going to replicate his numbers across a whole season and extrapolate those numbers and like double them or like improve them for a whole season. We've never actually seen that in the Prem.
Yes.
They thought Martinelli was going to do the same thing this season too.
No, but
You have to let me land, because you have to let the point land fully, then you can respond to it. Do you understand? So my point is that I'm hearing a lot of Sesko coming in, because to defend every single transfer they're linked to, innit? Sesko coming in would be a backup and would fill in the goals and be that rotational striker with Havertz. Assuming that Havertz is still the competent striker we've seen for only half a season sample size. I'd like to ask Dayo, why is there such an assumption that Havertz is going to continue these numbers next season and be a leading striker? And if you agree with me, don't you think clubs should be ambitious and go for Isak?
oh my God, Isak, they don't want to sell. You just like to bring up things that don't make no sense. Isak is not for sale. They refuse to sell him. They put a listen to this. They put a price tag on
What happened
Isak.
to Osimhen?
Listen. They put a price tag on Isak. I've given my. I will give you my.
By the way, Dayo, we actually your take about Osimhen and the injuries and stuff. We literally spoke about it. I think you actually like. I think you are saying that because you're scared.
No. I'm like, listen.
You don't want to pay the 113, man.
You don't want to pay the money.
Listen.
By the way, Dayo, he actually played 30 plus games the season before.
Victor Osimhen, listen, Victor Osimhen is a Nigerian. I'm Nigerian. That's a player that I've been following from when he was playing for Nigeria's under 19, under 18, under 17. I know Victor Osimhen, his history of how he has been playing from when he was I rate him. He's a quality player. Don't get me wrong. I don't want Osimhen, not just because of the injuries, right? Because I simply said this. He has only shown me a 20 plus GA in one season. Only in one season. Every other season, even though there's been double digits, it's been 15 GA, 16 GA, 17, in and around that area. He's only been able to show me a 20 plus GA in one season. You're asking me to pay 120, 130 million for someone that showed me that just in one season. I need at least 2 months. Hold on. If he give me, listen, I want a player that has shown me consistency of 20 plus GA, 20 plus GA over 2-3 seasons, and then I can pay 120 million for them. That's what.
And why are we shifting to Arsenal? We were speaking about Spurs.
Because I started speaking, and that's
man.
That's what I want. And if you tell me that, and if you tell me go for Isak,
if
you tell me go for Isak,
Eze.
No, linking it back to Spurs.
You know it is.
We get back to Spurs. We can talk about Arsenal.
If we get both Eze and Ivan Toney, it changes the game. That frees Son up to play on the right, on the left, in the middle, do whatever he wants to do.
Eze is going to be in the midfield, which is another thing. Eze isn't going to be on the wing, by the way, Will.
I can't see.
Then what is Madison going to play?
He's going to be in the middle as well.
Well, no, it is.
So is he playing in the what? Eze is going to be playing in the what? Like the
Eze isn't going to play on the wing for
Spurs.
He doesn't suit that way you play with the wings going to the line and trying to cross. That's not going to happen.
That's not Eze's game either.
Yeah. His game is going to be in the middle, picking up the ball in tight spaces. Eze, if he joins Spurs, I think the problem is going to be how to fit him with Madison in the same team. You'll have to have a monster of a DM behind both of them for it to work. A monster of a DM. And the way Bissouma ended the season, it doesn't matter how good Bissouma looks on the ball and the tackles. The guy lacks motivation or something.
Mentality, something
like for some reason, the guy just, when shit hits the fan, this guy just put his head down and doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play, bro. He doesn't want to play. He's lazy.
I was going to say to you, Mo, I can't see Palace getting rid of I know the clauses are a bit different, so it's not
they
like
have to because of financial fair play, don't they?
That's incorrect information. Very incorrect.
Not for Palace. Palace is not one of the teams that are.
Palace don't have to sell anybody, but they understand that inevitably they will lose one of them. Exactly. I just can't see them losing both because that would severely hinder their plans for next season. I think next season they want to consolidate that mid-table. and like try to stay within that bracket. And getting rid of their 2 talisman would be a very bad business and footballing decision. So I can't think get rid of both. So for example, my point is, if Chelsea get Olise first, or any club gets Olise first, I think that'll have a massive effect on Eze. I don't think it'll get him.
But that's why I said they need out and out wingers like that, because the thing is with Eze, he, like I said, he operates in a 10. Maddison operates in a 10. They still need a right winger because Ben and Johnson is not good. Timo Werner on the wide areas is not good. Young Son as a wide player, he ain't got the pace like that like he used to before. So
I don't think that's true.
No, but the thing
that's
is,
actually not true. If you look at the statistics of his top speed, it's the same as it was 2-3 years ago.
But what I'm saying,
that doesn't mean it's.
But I mean consistency. But it's consistent. Is he consistently sprinting at that speed? You know what I'm saying to you? Like,
Bro, that's
he's burned people multiple times this season.
That stat doesn't debunk what he just said, though.
I just think Heung-min Son is better up front. Go finish. That's his best quality, finishing. Like left foot, right foot. I don't think, in terms of cooking your fullback, left to right, he doesn't strike me as an elite dribbler like that. So,
Alfie Gilchrist did a job with him.
Yep.
Or Son Heung-min has never been.
Right back, you'll see.
Yeah.
Like,
Son Heung-min has never been a trickster on the ball. He doesn't do that. It's 1-2 touch past the guy, run around him the other side, right, and score from 15, 20 yards out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Son's not an elite
finisher. I think Son's more of a finisher than
he's an elite finisher, world-class finisher. But he's not an elite dribbler.
Yeah,
he's not. That's what I'm saying. He's a good finisher, but that's elite finisher. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If Eze was to come in, he would probably have to play on the left, and that would mean Son would have to go middle. Because Son can't go right, obviously. But then
Son can play right. In fact, the first 3 years of his career at Tottenham, he played on the right. He's actually right on the right.
But you can play on Kulusevski, who's extremely. He's not even inconsistent. He's just an average player.
Yeah, Son's way better than Kulusevski.
Yeah, are you linked to any right wingers this season? Are you anything?
We
on the
were
right?
linked to a couple of wingers. I can't remember the names. Though.
Yeah, because
but we seem to be looking a lot more at midfielders for some reason.
I actually think Tottenham need Olise more than they need Eze.
I would agree.
I agree. I've been saying I agree with that too.
Because you know what it is. That's what I'm saying. You lot need Olise because he's more of a he's an out and out winger.
Can I guys tell you something for real? Do you guys know that every time I'm watching Heung-min Son, and it's just my honest opinion, the way Ange Postecoglou plays, Son only works as a 9 when you get the ball to him. The problem is he's not an amazing number 9. When he plays on the left, Son needs spaces, and the way Spurs play, it suffocates the opposition, so he doesn't have spaces.
Yeah,
he needs the ball played to his feet. He's not but
he's not a one-on-one dribble. Okay, to be an elite winger in a team like Spurs, when you suffocate the oppositions, you will need the likes of Olise, Cole Palmer, tight spaces players. You know what I mean? Doku. These players, body shift. Heung-min Son doesn't excel in this. Heung-min Son excels in spaces or excels in finishing when there is space. And both of these aspects don't exist in the Spurs game under Ange Postecoglou. That's why, by the way, he looked good when you spammed crosses and he got at the end of things and he had this amazing patch in the season. But then when teams figured out how you play and started defending deeper and deeper, Heung-min Son disappeared.
Yeah,
that's not against him. He just doesn't suit that style of play.
Highest goal scorer in the league. I don't understand what you mean by disappeared.
At the last part of the season, Heung-min Son wasn't great at the beginning of the season. He wasn't.
How many goals did he score in the beginning of the season?
I don't know, to be honest.
11.
See the difference.
First half, 11.
I don't know.
Second half, 6.
Which is that's half. And also you gotta. I think well, Heung-min Son isn't the elite number 9 for you to be like. For example, the way you play, you will need an actual number 9. You spam crosses into the 18. James Maddison look for the striker. If you get someone like Eze, if you get someone like Olise, they will do this. You will need like a Watkins, a Solanke. You will need like who else is there?
Postecoglou didn't play with an out-and-out number 9 at Celtic either. He played with a 5'8" Japanese guy.
I don't know. See, I am not judging him at Celtic. What I'm judging is I didn't know the guy's name before he was linked to Spurs. I didn't know that this guy exists. All I'm judging on is this season, how you played. Suffocate the opposition, high position, literally pumping the opposition into their 18. You need a number 9, like Erling Haaland or something like that. You need a number 9, like a Solanke, like to get at the end of things. You know what I mean? You don't have that guy because it was supposed to be Richarlison, but he's a bum. And you all know that.
Yeah, he's a bum, yeah.
He's a bum.
Like even if you watch Tottenham Hotspur during the preseason last season, less past season during the preseason when Harry Kane was still playing there. Harry Kane struggled in the Postecoglou system because balls don't come from the air; they come on the ground.
Yes.
I'm surprised you're not going for someone like maybe even a Dobrik, to be honest. He'd probably be a cheaper option, but you can play ball to feet with him. He's a bit more of a better finisher. I understand it's only one season of him, but I thought that's
somebody
the type of
like
player that
Martinez or Alvarez, would be really
But
good.
the thing is, would you pay that? The question I always ask is, will Daniel Levy pay that 80 million, maybe, for example? Because that's probably what Alvarez
Yeah, you know what?
No.
My point is similar to
Yeah,
Alvarez.
I don't think Alvarez joins Spurs.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
Alvarez won't ever go.
Yeah,
Tottenham.
I don't think he will go Spurs.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think he would go Spurs, but even
I feel like-
if we were to entertain the case that he would go Spurs, yeah, that price tag, I just don't see them even.
Got
feel like
several of his
Spurs
countrymen
never-
on the team. Why wouldn't he go to Spurs?
Bro,
Why
I
would
feel
he
like
go to Spurs?
Spurs
'Cause he
I feel
wants
like
to play.
Spurs-
But he won't. You are the team with the least chance to win trophies soon, unless you go and
Why are we the least chance to win trophies?
history says that.
No, it doesn't.
Will,
I'm
Will,
not
you know what
going.
it is, Will?
Mo,
You know what it is?
Mo,
There's no jinx on Tottenham Hotspur. There's no trophy
somehow
gods
there is a
that's
jinx.
denying
Mo,
us
well,
our
Mo,
trophies.
Alvarez has won.
Somehow,
Alvarez-
well, there is
Mo,
a
Alvarez-
jinx.
Mo Alvarez has won almost everything. He's won
So
World
hold on,
Cup. He's won this.
hold on.
He can go. He can
You
go to
literally
Tottenham.
Come in
think,
here,
well,
please.
hold on,
Overall,
guys. It's not only you, Will, but I'm going to ask you a straight question. You think Tottenham Hotspur can go to Julian Alvarez and convince him to join the project at Spurs?
I think Christian Romero has a big pull with him. I think Giovanni Lo Celso has a big pull with him. I think the other young striker that we bought from Argentina has a big pull with him.
Can I just say one thing on this, Will? Two things. I feel like Spurs never sign like crazy stars. I can't remember the last time Spurs signed a player and I was like, rah, he's on the hit list and they got him, ever. Second point is, I feel like this transfer window is a massive one for you guys because you can end up in no man's land if you don't do well this season. You just like obliterate, be average. Actually, you're like that anyway. So you just continue to be how you are now. Just realize, because you are average. But my point is that that I feel like this season, if you get it right, you can actually like get into top 4 and do your thing and do that kind of Spurs thing where you challenge-ish. But if you don't get it right, you could literally end up like 6th or 7th, like Mo was saying. That's not even me being gassed.
They struggled towards the end, didn't they? They
Yeah.
struggled towards
Yeah,
the
like
end.
they kind of showed their level. Like you can say with Chelsea showed our level in the end. Like we're here, average here. Spurs are like here, there, average just a bit higher than us. 2 points to be exact.
Okay, who's
dropped
better,
4 spots
Spurs
the
or
whole season.
Chelsea or Man United or Newcastle? Who's
Well,
better?
this is very
Chelsea,
easy
Spurs.
order.
I'm gonna put 40. Okay, we're assuming that Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City
I
are.
think Liverpool digressed, by the way, Mo. I think they'll enter the chat. I think Liverpool entered the
Okay,
chat.
hold on. Okay, so here it is. Liverpool, Spurs. Rank the teams next season: Spurs, Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, Chelsea.
Liverpool, Chelsea, United, Spurs, Newcastle.
What the actual F? Are you
There's
serious?
no way, bro.
You know it is.
There's
Oh
no
my
way
god!
I've ever heard
No,
in my
you're
life.
not serious. You're not serious.
Also,
You're battering, bro.
come on, man.
You put United ahead of Spurs.
Nah, I feel like Newcastle
Nah,
are really
bro.
better
You're
than
gonna have a
United.
coach
Are
here,
we making an assumption that they're going to stay how they are? Why is everyone assuming things are going to stay how they are?
Okay,
You know-
you
He's
think
very
Man United are
cyclical.
gonna get better?
But United's
Why are you
the
assuming we won't get
floor-
better?
You know-
United's going to
Why
be
you
in
not
transition, bro.
assuming
Momo, can I
Spurs will
ask you a
get
question, please? The floor is here. They were so bad this season.
Okay.
Who was so bad this
Really
season?
bad.
Yes.
But you know what it is, though. You know what it is. We had our worst season. I'm looking at the points. This is our worst season, by the way. We got 60, the same as Newcastle. Only 3 less than
That's what I'm
Chelsea.
saying. I'm using
Only,
my brain.
only 3 less than Chelsea, and only 6 less. No, only 3 less than Newcastle, and 6 less by Chelsea.
People
So,
laugh at
But
me,
you know what it is. But you know what it is, Chez, yeah. They were riding a lot of luck, yeah, for the majority of the season.
No, I know, but
some of the
stats-
fixtures, bro.
but Ahmed,
See,
my thing is-
Man United should have been 16.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
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 you
bro, it's,
know what I mean.
No,
But like, one thing I do say, yeah, football luck, yeah, you can have a lot of it at one point, but then at some point it has to even out. So it's
No, but
for
I'm
me-
being objective. I'm not being biased.
No,
If
you're
I'm
not being objective.
biased, I'll be crap. No, bro.
Objective means that you're using facts. That's what
What
objective
are the
means.
facts?
Yes.
I'll tell you the facts, Will. I'll tell you the facts. The
Yeah.
facts are they'll either keep Ten Hag and back him, or they're going to get a new manager doing the
You
back.
can't even set
That's a
their own
fact.
manager, bro. And
Yeah,
you're
I know
expecting
the
them
fact.
to-
Ahmed, I know what my club's doing, bro. Trust me.
I'll give you another fact.
Fuck him, bro.
bro, I won't trust you, bro. I won't.
They either keep Ten Hag or they get a new manager. Those are facts. One of the two happens. Either Ten Hag stays or he leaves. Yes,
Can
that's
I
true.
give another fact, please? They got a new.
Sorry, hold
Go ahead,
on.
Ches,
Ches.
Can I continue?
Let him land his point
Wait,
about
wait.
this United Spurs thing.
Man,
He
realise,
just
yeah?
gave me a headache. He just gave me
Oh
a
my
headache.
gosh, let me land my point. Like, what the hell?
Dude, how can you say either
I've
you know
literally-
they back Ten Hag
No,
or
you
they
know
get
my
a new
prediction,
manager?
you know
I
what I
want
reckon?
those other
No, he's
options.
talking over you, not me, bro.
Can I speak, please? Can I speak? You know what the irony is in my point? I said Liverpool to third, Chelsea fourth, what's it called? United in fifth. That's only like what? Like three positions higher than they would have finished this season with a rubbish manager, with no tactics, with poor signings, with no structure. I'm assuming these things are going to improve, and therefore that would improve the league position. And to back my point, just like Ahmed said, they finished 3 points behind us.
Yeah.
And we averaged out to be average.
And
So
only
why
six.
are they looking at me like I'm crazy?
Okay, but like, if we're being
Like,
Because
honest,
you are. How many times
if
have
we're
Tottenham
being
finished
honest-
outside the top 6 in the past decade?
Because this trajectory was like this, they just won a trophy. That's a big boost for their club. What Spurs done?
Can
I mean,
we'll talk.
but listen, last year they won
We'll talk. The Spurs fan.
Yeah, like,
Oh,
how many,
Liverpool
like you're
was
saying
one.
like this, you're talking like this is inevitable that we're like some like perpetual 6th place team. How many times have we finished? How many times not only have we not finished outside of the top 4, but how many times have we finished outside the top 6 in the last 10 years? Twice.
he
That's
asked
it.
you a prediction. I gave him it. So, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
No,
but it's
yeah.
your prediction is just based on your
Absolutely,
bias
yeah, it's
against
my
Spurs
business,
as a
isn't it?
Chelsea fan, right? Because there's literally no data whatsoever
this
that
is
is
what I'm
backing
saying,
up.
man.
There's no footballing opinion that you could have that would back the opinion that we're going to somehow finish 7th or 8th this next season. None.
I said 7th, not 8th to be exact. And
Well,
also,
there's one data. You guys signed Timo Werner first in your window, so I mean that's a
That's what I'm
Okay, we
saying.
signed him this
This
season.
is
Past
what I'm
season.
saying.
Did we finish 7th?
that
not a
just
good
tells
start,
me
dude.
that
That's not a great
just
sign. I'll be
tells
honest.
me the kind of people that you want to bring in, because now you
Exactly,
might
man.
go.
We got
might
him on
just go-
loan for free. We didn't even pay a
It
loan
doesn't
fee.
matter. It doesn't matter whether even worse.
What are
You
you
are going for
talking
free.
about?
Even worse, you are going for free players that are useless. You are not only going for
That's what
free
I'm
He's
ones,
not
saying.
useless.
you are going for the
He
free
got goals and
useless ones.
assists last season. What are you talking about? How
All
is that
I'm saying-
useless?
All I'm saying is, Will, let me be very honest with you. If you don't get it, forget about it. What's going to happen to your club this season? Oh my God. Oh my
You know what
God.
it is? You know what it
Makes
is,
no
Will, yeah?
sense,
I
dude. How
think
many
the
goals? He had
argument-
the same amount of goals and assists as Martinelli did, brother.
One second.
fine
Will,
by
the
me.
reason why,
Fine by me.
listen, the reason why I think a lot of
Silly.
people are criticizing this here is because the quality of player you are signing. That is the issue, right? Timo Werner is not really the quality of player that, if Tottenham want to be getting the top 4, should be targeting. That's what it is, bro. Like, I don't know why. I feel like that's quite easy to understand. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
everyone
if
would
we're
agree.
buying him to start on the left, then yes, that's not the type of player we're looking for.
Can I,
But if
can
they
I
offered
counter
him
this
us
and
for
say
free,
something,
Why
to
you
be
no
honest?
loan fee.
Can I counter
All we
this
have to do
thing?
is play his wages, which are like $60K a week. Why would you not get him as a squad
Why are
player?
you defending Werner? Like,
You
why?
can't be defending
Why would
Werner,
you
bro.
not sign that as a squad player for
Will,
next
just
season?
feel you're not a
Yeah.
dumb guy. Why
We
are you
have
defending
no other
Werner
left
of all
wingers.
people?
Manor Solomon's gone. Ivan Perisic is old. His knees are busted. He's gone. Why? Who else plays left wing? What depth do we have on left wing right now? None.
Go get-
so
go
if he's
get
a
a-
bench
That's
player,
why
why
you-
not?
But that's where you go. That's why you just
How much
scouting
is
department.
Somerville? How
You
much
know,
is
and to go
Somerville?
and get someone.
No, Somerville's like 30 million, yeah? He's better than Werner instantly.
Yes, I
30
agree.
million.
You know who I
Who says
think?
we
You know
don't
who?
sign another left winger this window?
You know who I think that will do well on
he's
the
a
left
winger
wing
who's
for
better
Tottenham.
than Werner.
Yeah.
No, but I'm
You
saying
said
no,
it's
but
not
you know,
difficult. So who's to say we're not going to sign another
but
left
what I'm
winger?
Why
this
not
season?
even just get Joe? You can get Joe, Listen, he's available. He's
Yeah,
but
but
you know
it
who they
costs
should
us some
get?
money.
No, but you know who they should get? I actually think he might do well at Tottenham. Gordon, Anthony Gordon, get him.
We've
I
been
don't
linked with
think-
Hold
Anthony
on.
Gordon.
He's not.
Are you
but how are
serious?
gonna leave
You think
Newcastle?
Anthony Gordon would leave
Yeah,
Newcastle
why
to
would
join
you go to
Spurs?
my
Spurs,
God,
bro?
man.
Like,
Yeah, he's got a
Yeah,
better
yeah,
chance to
yeah,
finish
man.
higher up the table
gonna
at
tell you
Tottenham than
one
he does
thing,
in
Ahmed.
Newcastle.
Anthony Gordon wouldn't leave Newcastle to join Man United at the current moment.
that's
Say that
facts.
again.
That's facts.
Anthony Gordon would not leave Newcastle at the current moment to join Man United.
Yeah, but I don't
If
want
Man
Anthony
United
Gordon.
come calling for Anthony Gordon, he would say, no, I'm not leaving
How-
Newcastle.
But how do you know that?
At this current stage, yeah.
I don't know that. I am
I mean,
thinking that.
Ahmed,
That's my
be
opinion,
real,
Habibi.
bro.
I
Come on.
don't know that. Nobody knows
Anthony
that. I don't.
Gordon.
He's not going
Anthony
to
Gordon
Man
at
U, bro.
Newcastle now is more settled than if he joins Man United.
Yeah, but they finished the same points as us though.
Okay, it's not
not
about
about
picking
points.
points,
It's not
bro.
about
Logic, man.
points.
It's
It's
not
not about the
logic.
points.
Why every time Man
The
United,
guy,
Man
listen,
United
Anthony
fans, we
Gordon.
say,
Anthony
oh,
Gordon
by the
is
way, we
playing.
finished
He's
with the
playing. Hold
trophy,
on,
and
Anthony
we
Gordon.
finished 6 points behind this. Oh, come on.
He
Yeah,
just
but
signed a
listen,
year and a
listen.
half ago, my friend.
Listen,
No, but what I'm saying is,
no.
Yeah,
Ahmed,
that's the
Ahmed,
reason
hold
why
on,
he's not
Ahmed,
gonna
Ahmed,
leave.
Ahmed,
Listen,
hold
the
on, Ahmed,
United
listen, Ahmed,
pull,
listen to this. Ahmed,
Tottenham's
listen
a
to this.
far
The
better
United
opportunity
pull.
than
Ahmed,
Newcastle.
listen, Ahmed, listen to
the
this.
United pull is going under the radar, bro. We can get
what
any
You know
player
what
we
he's
want.
doing?
What
Jez,
Mo is
you know
saying
what
is
Ahmed
very
is doing?
simple. The
Exactly.
player,
Minus
You know what
28,
Ahmed
man.
is doing?
I can't hear
Exactly
my
like
bro.
Grizz. Guys, do you know, guys, what Ahmed is doing? Exactly like what Mike Grizz did this morning. You know what?
Oh, the We Are Man U
The,
thing.
the
Yeah.
inner Gary Neville thing. It's
We
exactly-
are
We're Manchester United.
well,
We're
it's the
Wait,
same
wait,
thing,
is
bro.
it true though?
Bro, all of you guys talk the
Manchester
same.
United.
It's
That
all
one there.
So look, let me tell you something.
We need
Ahmed,
that for
Ahmed,
Chelsea, man.
Ahmed,
We need that for
Ahmed,
Chelsea, bro.
Ahmed.
You know what I mean?
Football,
We're Chelsea.
football.
You know what I mean? Everyone comes to us.
Well,
Football
like
has
you said,
changed.
yeah.
Okay, share. Dayo, go ahead. Dayo.
No, I
Go ahead,
said football has changed, and what Mo is saying as regards to Anthony Gordon is he's settled at Newcastle. He signed a new contract recently. He's playing a lot of football. They're giving him a lot of minutes. They are loving the kid at the club already. Newcastle fans love him. He's not a like he literally can become with the money backing that Newcastle have. If Newcastle decide that okay, they even want to get rid of Eddie Howe and get a better manager next year, and they can go next level, he knows that he has what it takes there. The Newcastle can actually they're relevant now again. So he's not going to leave to come join United at this current stage that United is at. Nobody's saying United don't have a pool. You have a pool, but at this current stage, you only have 3 players. At this current
What
stage,
3 players are you talking about?
You
What
only
3
have
players are
3
you
players.
talking about? What
You
3
have
players are you talking about?
Martinez, you have Menu, and who else do I trust in your team?
Rasmus Højlund.
And Rasmus Højlund.
And there's Dallo as well. There's Dallo as well.
Listen, hear me
There's
out.
Dallo
Every
as
other-
well. So
Listen,
what's
every other,
what
listen,
talking
hear
about?
me out now. Every other person in your team.
Every rival fan is an expert now when it comes to United.
It's not about being an
They're
expert.
an expert.
Ahmed, if you don't want to, if you cannot remove the wax in your ear, and
It's not
listen
about
to what
wax, but you're just chatting
I'm
nonsense.
I'm not
You're chatting
bantering you.
nonsense.
I'm not bantering you. I'm giving you my
It's
own
just
opinion.
chatting nonsense.
Can you listen? Can you listen?
Now interrupt him,
Hold
Mom.
on. Will you listen?
Interrupt.
Will you listen? When I say
Doesn't
you have 3 players, what I mean is those are the 3 players that I see on your team that I can trust. You guys need to do a total overhaul. If you go to Anthony Gordon and say, "Come, we're doing the total overhaul. Come join me." I'm saying because he's settled at Newcastle, he won't come. Not because he doesn't rate United. He rates United, but at this current stage,
Have you spoken
where
to
you're
Gordon
at,
yourself? Are
that's
you
not
his
the point.
agent?
I'm saying any standard player, any
I
standard
don't like
player.
this
think
massage.
Saliba's going with
Hold
Madrid?
on. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Hold
you
on,
think
Shane.
Saliba
Hold on, guys.
Madrid?
I don't like
This
this
is insane.
massage thing. Listen, I'm here with the straight questions. Which one is more exciting? Newcastle at the current moment or Manchester United? Forget
Newcastle.
this massage thing that you did. Exactly, Dayo. Don't
No,
give
no,
me
no.
that because he's settled.
No. I'm
He's
giving
like,
no.
because he's settled, he's just signed. I'm asking you a straight
Mo,
question and you answered it. It's
Yeah.
say
but
what
I'm
you
giving
think.
context. I'm giving
Newcastle
context.
are
Listen,
more exciting than Man
what
United.
did I say? I said he settled at Newcastle. Newcastle right now are more relevant. That's what I said. I said
That's it.
Newcastle
How
are more relevant. I said that already. That's
How are
the
they
point.
more relevant? How are they more relevant? How are they
Look,
more
right-
relevant?
Listen, right
This is
now,
this is
they're more relevant right now.
Explain relevancy.
right now, though.
Massage room,
Explain
bro.
relevancy. Explain relevancy because you're chatting nonsense. They're not
Because
even.
they're in the
They are not.
they're in the conversation.
Newcastle are not in any European.
They did better than you in Europe. They
We're not
did
come
better
out,
than you.
we're not
You got
Yeah,
to the
to
bottom of
be
the
fair, I
table.
feel like your point's a bit.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
that
listen,
one
you
you
got
can't
the
say that
bottom of the
because
table.
they were.
Not in
They
Europe.
did better than you. They did better than you in Europe. You are at the bottom of your
They're
table.
not
What
in
are
a
you talking
European
about?
competition. We just knocked them out because we won the FA.
Listen. I get
Yeah.
that.
We're in
Listen,
Europa League, yeah.
I get that you're in Europa
and they're
League.
not
Be
in
quiet. I'm not talking about this new season. I'm talking about in hindsight last season. What you guys did. Newcastle are more relevant than you are. In the
How are
Champions
they
League
more
last
relevant
season,
based on
in the
what?
Champions League, what was your position? You were at the bottom of your table.
They don't have
Newcastle did
Champions
better than
League.
you. I'm saying last. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Remove the
We'll
watch.
talk about this season, not last season. Forget about last season. This season.
This season has not started. Has it started? Have
Are
you
we not
played the
talking about
game?
the season?
Has
If
your team
Gordon-
kicked the ball?
if
Has your
United-
team
if
kicked the
United-
ball, Ahmed? Has your team kicked the ball this
If
season?
United come in
Has your
knocking
team
for
kicked the
Gordon-
ball this season? No, they haven't.
Bro,
So
if
what are you talking
United-
about?
If United come in knocking on
Jeez.
Anthony Gordon and we offer him the money, yeah,
He's
and
not
say,
going to come to
play-
you. Your club
play-
is in the
hold on,
mud.
hold
He's
on.
not coming to
Come
you.
play
You are
for
in the
United,
mud.
yeah? Anthony Gordon will say yes. He will say yes because
spoken
if
to his manager.
he
Have you
will
spoken
say
to his agent?
So listen, let me ask you a question.
You
will
spoke
say
to his
yes.
agent. Ahmed, you spoke to his agent. His agent said he will say yes.
Bro,
You spoke to
look
his
at
agent
us.
too, right?
You're saying that how are Newcastle? How are Newcastle? Hold on. Dayo, you just contradicted. You just said Newcastle are more relevant. They've just finished on the same amount of points as us. We had our worst season. They're no longer in Champions League. They're not in any European European competition as well. So
I
we have
said-
more to offer for Anthony Gordon because in the future, yeah,
That's quite true.
we're more likely to get into Champions League than Newcastle.
But,
facts.
no, I wouldn't.
We
say
are,
so.
we are.
I would
It's
not
factually
say so.
correct because they can win Europa League or get top 4. That's factually
We can win
correct.
exactly.
So,
Europa
but
League. We've got more-
Newcastle could also get top 4 and either win a
Yeah,
Carabao
but
Cup or
Newcastle,
Cup.
Newcastle will have to rely on just getting top 4 because they're not
Yeah,
in
they
any
have 2
competition.
options. They have 2. So it's
We've
factually
got
correct.
more
But
options.
the
There's
reality,
more
but
options.
guys, let's be honest
See,
here.
Ahmed.
Is United really winning the Europa League? Yeah, they literally went to the final, yeah, and
No, but
lost.
that's not the point, though.
No, but you're missing the point. We've already.
You're missing it. One sec, yeah. He's saying if you're gonna sell a project, those points are actually correct points you can make. So,
But-
like in
okay.
my estimation, I've put them above Newcastle purely on the fact that like there are like new optimisms that could go forward for them, innit? Newcastle don't
Is
really have.
Newcastle not got any
Newcastle are doing like a slow rise, whereas Man United could have a higher trajectory, like smooth off.
What is the higher trajectory? What have they done so
No, but
far
in
right
terms
now?
of what the
What
new
do you
people
mean?
are-
What
Listen,
happened?
hold on, Chess.
Can you not make the
Dale,
argument?
can I answer your question?
Chess,
Can I answer
I
your
hear you. Chess, I hear what you're saying, but
Yeah.
this is my question. Listen, hear me out. I am saying at this current stage, today, the state that Manchester United is in
Yeah.
and the state that Newcastle is in, as a player in Newcastle, if Manchester United come to you and say, come play for us, the state that they're in is what I'm talking about. I am not
Yeah, can I
putting
answer your
Manchester
point?
United
I
down.
agree with
I'm
you.
saying like there's no way if I'm a player who already
Yeah,
is
can I agree with you?
established
Can I
somewhere
say this?
and
Can I say
settled,
this?
I won't move.
No, can I
But,
say this?
but
I
until I
agree.
see
Yeah.
what Manchester United want to do,
Oh,
we haven't seen we've seen that you've hired footballing people, great stuff. What have they done? It's been so long, they can't even fire a manager. There are
Okay.
footballing people that can't even
yeah,
fire
no,
your
can I
manager.
respond to him, please?
Of
I
course,
agree with that. I agree with that point that
That's all I'm saying.
if I'm Gordon, I'm not gonna move from Newcastle to Man U. But I'm saying a player other than Gordon, obviously, if you were selling the project, I think Man U's project is like more exciting, the word, or like more prosperous potentially.
What is
Only
the
I
project?
don't think so,
because-
bro. Again,
Only
Not until
because
they get the manager situation.
What is
sorted.
the
Only
project? Who's the
because-
manager? Who's Man U's
You know what
manager?
it is?
That's what I'm
But
saying to you.
you're
Can I
wrong,
answer that?
yes, because what if they get
No,
Southgate or
bro,
Potter?
bro, I'm not on
even
the
Pochettino, I would argue.
now. I'm talking about like when the transfer window opens, we assume by then, right? If
Let's
they
not
don't,
assume. Let's not make
I'll
an
do
ass
it.
out of
I'm gonna
you.
give you a
Let's not assume.
hypothetical, Chess.
Because when you
They have-
assume, you make an
no,
ass
already.
out
Yeah,
of you.
next
and me.
season they
Let's
still
not do
have
that.
Ten Hag. I'm gonna give you hypotheticals.
go on.
They have Ten Hag. That's
Yeah.
20%, 25%. They get Southgate after the Euros. That's 20%, right?
Yeah.
Or they get a Tuchel and or a Deserve.
Watch.
There
Is
is
this for Gordon
50%.
himself?
Mhm.
There is
Sorry, man, is this for
50%
Gordon or any
chance.
player?
Hmm?
Any player or Gordon in particular? What are we talking about here?
But
Any
he's
transfer?
No, he's
but
talking
that's the
about.
point.
Gordon.
At that moment of time, once the manager is announced,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Are they more exciting than Newcastle?
no.
It depends who they bring in.
But that's the thing. What
But
does that
that's the
mean?
thing.
See,
I
Newcastle
think-
don't need. I don't need to
Yeah.
say that caveat with Newcastle.
I don't know if
I
Newcastle.
don't
my
need to
point is
say
this,
that
I don't know.
caveat.
I don't know if Newcastle to me is like amazing. Like I think you might
Nobody
already
said
agree.
they're amazing. Nobody
No,
said
but
Spurs
Man
are
United
amazing.
isn't amazing either. So if you're going on,
Exactly.
they're both not. Let me land. If you're going on, they're both not amazing. I'm going for Man United because they're the bigger club. That's if I'm being that semantical, then I'm gonna be that kind of guy. If they offer me the same money, they're both average. Then you're gonna go with the bigger club that's just won something recently than the club that's trying to get to that place too.
But the
You get
thing
it?
for me is, yeah. But the thing for
That's
me
it.
is that if you look at the Newcastle side, yeah, let's say you're a player and you look at the Newcastle side. The Newcastle side, if we be honest, 2-3 players away. If you're a player there, I insert myself, we all play well. We're all hopefully healthy. We can get top 4 if not 5th. But if I go to
You're not getting
United,
top
but-
four, man.
but if
Okay.
I'm United, if I go to United right now, I don't know what's gonna happen.
But you know what doesn't make sense to me?
Chaos. The players in chaos. So like, what are we doing?
But you know what doesn't make sense to me? Everyone is saying Newcastle have this project here, and everyone's saying United had a crap season, rightfully so. At the same time, they finished on the same points tally as us. Same points, by the way. So they can say 7th or 8th, same points. We ended with the more successful season because we won a trophy. We're more likely to win. Anthony Gordon is more likely to win big things at United than he is at Newcastle. At Newcastle, because what's the aim of what does Gordon want? He wants to play and win trophies, innit? United has more of a chance of that than Newcastle. And this is our worst season and we still won a trophy. So if we get our things sorted out,
That's what I'm saying.
bro,
It's
gonna go.
This is all based on assumption. If we get it, I think you're making an ass out of you and me when you say assume.
But football's all about assumptions.
Listen, hold on, no. Hold on.
You're not making a good point here.
Chess. I let you speak. I let you speak.
No, but you always overtalk me, so I'm going to back to you. You don't like it when I do
I
back
let
to
you
you.
speak. You said your point. Ahmed said his point.
I'm going to be changing my point now because you do speak all the time.
Okay, go on. Change your point. Go on. Finish again. Go on.
All I was going to say is that, like, I agree with you, but you know when you're selling a project to a player, it's always going to be a risk. There's no guarantees. So obviously, you could say, oh, I'm going to sell this project to Man U. There's always a risk. The manager might not work, this, and that. That's a case in football in general. Yes, there's a higher degree when there's a new ownership, a new manager coming in. I understand that. But it's still a risk. Newcastle aren't guaranteed anything. In fact, they're probably guaranteed less than Man U. And Man U in a worse position. That's proven by the fact that they're on a poor season. Finished lower than my club, your club, and Newcastle, yet still picked up trophy.
All right,
they've won more in 2 years than we all have combined.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You want to speak about all you're doing, right? Is you're the same Man U fans who are speaking about this trophy are the same ones who want Erik ten Hag out, the guy who won them the trophy, because they know that their football is not sustainable. They know that the way their team plays has no definition. They know that their club right now is crap. They were lucky to win that FA Cup. They played well.
Okay.
Listen. Luck is part of the game. Sometimes you get that little luck your way, boom. Because there are games that you play. The games that you play where your team eventually is like, you know what, that half chance. Kobe Mainoo turns around, slots it away. Great stuff. He's a talented kid. He took his chances. He got the goal. But there's an element of luck in all of these things. So I'm not saying you're a lucky club and you just wumbled and played badly. No, you played well. And there was an element of luck. But all I'm saying is this: if you're going to rate it on trophies only, Ches, and say, oh, well, because you're just going to win trophies only, but you have no sustainable way of playing, no development for you as a player. You, Gordon, just because the team won a trophy, but then your stats are terrible all year round. You look horrible all year round. No other club wants to get you if you're ever going to leave Man U now, because now they're looking like, man, you look terrible. The thing about it is, if you look at Newcastle, right, and let's be honest, we're talking about assuming that Man U will do very well in the window, they'll bring in a good manager, and what makes you think Newcastle is not going to do the same? They have the funds right now. Newcastle is in the position, which is I said they're in the position to be able to also bring in good players to add to the team off the level. That's all I'm saying. They can't
spend big money this summer. I'll give you that.
Not a lot. I mean, Will, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying like they are now a club that has backing. They have funding now.
Okay, who's Newcastle?
I agree. I said they may not be able to do it the way they may not be able to do it the way you expect them to do it this season, right? This season, they may not be able to do it the way you expect them to do it this season. But I'm saying they now have ownership that has backing. They bring up their revenue and they're able to spend over the next 2 seasons. And Gordon is looking at that, saying, you know what, I'm in Newcastle. My owners are bringing up revenue. We're able to play over the next few seasons. They're bringing in quality players. I mean, what do you expect? Do you think he's just going to leave and then go start a fresh new project just because it's Man U?
But you're thinking it from a fan perspective, though. You're thinking it from a fan
perspective. About Gordon, though. I never agreed that Gordon would leave. I said he wouldn't leave.
I said Gordon will go to Tottenham, and then it turned into this whole thing about Gordon and United. I just said he'll be a good fit for Tottenham. I didn't even mention United. But what I'm saying is...
I think everyone agrees, other than Ahmed being a bit... that, like, Gordon would never leave Newcastle to go to Man U. I'm more talking about, like, future players. Like
I have to ask the question here.
And I ask so another. Go ahead, Ahmed.
I want to ask the question here, which is this year. It's all well and good what we're saying, like, oh, United's changed this and this, but if Ten Hag stays, we're still probably gonna get the same type of football.
Same square, bro. Same player.
Yeah. So then for me, you know, what is changing? This season might not even be the worst season. Next season could be the season upcoming could be the worst season. So
but you're thinking at the worst possible situation. The thing is,
it's not Hamid. Let's be real. No. I'm not even thinking about the worst possible situation because let's be real, guys. 2 weeks it's taken them, and they still have not chosen a manager yet. You know that shows level of incompetence.
I feel like football news and stuff between this period when the window opens, people get a bit desperate. It takes. I feel like we shouldn't go overboard.
If you look at
why I'm saying this, I'm being objective, bro.
I'm being objective.
I know you are. You're going off the fact, that they haven't signed a manager in 2 weeks. I'm going for the fact that the transfer window hasn't even opened yet. The season just ended like a fortnight ago. Let's come back and talk about like this. The way we're talking in a month's time. In a month's time, their manager's just been announced. They're not really making much signings. You'll see me here be shameless, slam it on Ahmed and be like, yeah, cool, your club's da. but I know like I can't talk. They might get any manager in,
bro.
and be linked to some players next week.
Bro, I can bet my house, yeah. I can bet my house on the line that this manager, Ten Hag, is gone. It's just a matter of time. And yes, it's taken 2 weeks or not. But the thing is, you got to understand, we've got a new ownership here, and they're doing things differently. Yeah, there's not that many leaks coming out, so everyone is in the dark. No one knows what they're going to do. We've already hired people in the staff when it comes to football and structure. Yeah, they've got a lot of things doing. We still need to fix the wage structure. We're still going to try and get rid of players. So this whole managerial situation, who's to say that? Let's say next week we hire a new manager. Let's say if it's De Zerbi or Thomas Tuchel or whatever, or it might not even be them. It might be someone who's completely different, because Ineos have sacked managers at Nice. They've sacked many managers, and the managers that they were linked at didn't even go for the ones that were linked. It might be someone completely different. So people are just saying, oh, but Ten Hag is going to stay. If Ten Hag was to stay, why would Benny McCarthy, who's part of Ten Hag's staff, leave then? We didn't give him a new contract. He's left. We're getting rid of all of the Glazers staff around Man United and around the club. And he's even looking at selling Nice. There's a report where Ineos are trying to sell Nice because Radcliffe wants to put all his focus in Man United. The reports are there. So it's just about being patient. That's why I'm not stressing about what's going to happen. I think we're going to get rid of the right players. We're going to get players in. And the manager situation will be...
The main point here is
like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people are talking about like Tottenham not being in this conversation. We're already cutting players like fire. We're getting rid of Emerson Royale. We already have released 5 players who had either contracts coming to an end. We released Tanguy Ndombele, Dyer, a bunch of other guys, Jaffa Tanganga, a bunch of guys. We've cut like 6 guys. Sessegnon. We've cut like 6 guys before the before there's windows even open yet.
Exactly.
And the Eze thing isn't even like an offer. It's a release clause. Palace doesn't have a choice. If Eze wants to go and we would trigger the release clause, they can't stop him from leaving. It's in his contract. So it's just all about whether we're willing to put up the money for it.
Well, that's what I said before, my former point. I'm gonna say that I don't see your club doing a lot this window. What I mean by a lot is you might spend money, but you've always spent money. I think you're like the 4th highest in the last 10 years. The problem with your club is you don't spend it in the right way. And I think
is Eze not in the right way?
You haven't bought him yet. So I'll continue.
I'm saying that's who we're linked to.
No, but anybody can be linked to anybody. If you buy him, then my point's redundant. If you don't buy him,
apparently the link to Ivan Toney is that we're preparing a bid for him.
No,
I'm saying Conor Gallagher. We're supposed to be coming in for Conor Gallagher from you guys.
No, I want Gallagher, by the way. That's a
you definitely
take Gallagher. I like Gallagher. I think you guys trash him for no reason.
I'm not gonna be like,
he's a good player, by the way. Listen, I'm one of the few Chelsea guys that actually appreciate Gallagher in the sense that I like his
don't annoys me with the Gallagher thing, yeah. People act like we're calling him a crap player. What we're saying is, we don't want our squad to be built around him.
Yes.
That's
exactly correct. That's
people get it wrong. Like,
but there are some people though that's question.
No. It's not
honest. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, do you get my point? People think what we're saying is like, get him gone, he's meaty. What we're saying is we don't like the fact he's starting every week. The fact Carney's been out in Kuki. We don't know who Carney is. Who's Carney? My thing is these guys are more like the different profile of players.
Yes. You know what? It's fundamentally in the team that we have, like under Maresca now, he's just not gonna fit, bro. Possession type of play. The guy's not spatially aware, positionally not aware. Like there will be the moment he gets the ball, that's when the press for the other team's gonna start, literally, because they know what he's like. And then the thing is, he likes to run. He likes to move around and start presses. So the moment he gets out of position, you know what I mean? The whole team literally then has.
But Tottenham get him back to Tottenham. It would be a good signing. If Aston Villa get him, it's a great signing because that's a lower level than Spurs.
You know what? Because look, I think he's better for Aston Villa in the sense that you can stop him with McGinn quite, I would say, seamlessly.
Yeah, that'll be a cold signing for Aston Villa.
Is exactly because that's what I said, man. Him and McGinn, or even Atletico Madrid apparently were in for him. Rodrigo to put the ball on him if you switch them whenever you need to as well, bro.
Rodrigo Dupol to.
No, I said no. He plays for them, right? If you want to switch him from time to time in that position.
On Gallagher, everyone was telling me in Ahmed, Chelsea have FFP worries. You can't spend.
They're selling car parks.
Sold the whole, bro. You sold the whole.
It's not good. It's not good. You know what?
No, you heard my point earlier.
Can I step in?
I did.
No one said we're was selling hotels.
That's not the point. It's a way to get around it.
You have to repeat this twice now in one day because you didn't listen to them properly. No one's happy in gas. We sold hotels. They made mistakes. Yes. the point isn't that. The point is we're not going to be spending 1.5 million in 2 years across 10 years every year. That's not going to happen. These are investment projectual assets. They're not recurring costs we have to incur that we need to sell assets to keep selling in order to, you know what I'm saying?
I understand short term wise. I understand again in the short term doing this, but like hopefully in the medium to long term, we're not trying to do this. You know what I mean? We're a bit more, you know what I mean?
I just don't
cleaner.
Like I hear what you guys are saying. I just don't understand why 60 million is outside of Tottenham's price.
But how much do you usually spend?
55 million on Brennan Johnson for crying out loud.
And 60 on Richarlison.
60 on Richarlison.
Like they did that before back-to-back windows. Yeah.
We spent 65 million on freaking Tanguy and Ndombele, and he played like 10 games for us.
And Ndombele, man, that's so bad. Ndombele, bro, he's actually so good, you know. I used to watch him in League One, man.
And we just cancelled his contract. His contract was over. He had like a year and a half, 2 years with us.
He just didn't have the flipping store.
He didn't have the dog.
He didn't have the drive, man.
Wallahi, I don't know why. I don't like Spurs. It was exciting in the beginning. I can't take the club serious. I don't know why. You know, I was the guy that backed Spurs. I don't know why.
Look, we did good business last summer. We did good business in January. I don't understand why people think we're not going to do business all of a sudden.
The problem is everyone thinks that well. Everyone.
Yeah, but fallaciously, there's no reason to think that other than it's Tottenham.
I think
that's irrational.
You know what, man? You know what it is. I don't even think that Tottenham. I think Tottenham spend. I think they're one of the top spenders when it comes. Like they spend money to buy players. What I know is that no matter how good that player is, once he gets to Tottenham.
Nice taking the pick.
That's where the jinx. That's where the jinx.
There's nothing even close to being continual to that. That's Man United. That's not Tottenham.
No. Yeah, what I'm saying.
What players come to Tottenham that was good and became garbage? Name one.
I didn't. Let me finish now. Let me finish. I didn't say garbage. I said when they get to your club.
You said we ruin them.
Hear me out now. That's when the Spursy thing kicks in. They just they become a Spursy player.
Now Willie's mocking it, bro. He's mocking it.
I'm not mocking it.
You have no evidence to back up this ridiculous comment whatsoever.
Every player you spend 60 million on, which of them have they just become Spurs?
He's mocking your club. I wouldn't have it.
Listen to what I'm saying. Richarlison was a bum before he came to Spurs. Emerson Morale was a bum before he came to Spurs. Brian Hill was a bum before he came to Spurs.
Maddison was a bum before he came to Spurs. Huh? Oh, yeah. Was Maddison a bum before he came to Spurs?
No, and he wasn't a bum this past season either.
Well, he's Spursy now. He has become Spursy. Look at him.
He was a bum half the season.
He has become Spursy. Like everybody,
for the first half of the season, he was the best midfielder in the league.
Van der Ven was very decent.
He was out for 3 months.
Van der Ven has become Spursy too.
You still judge that on
Romero. Madison was battling top 4.
Look at it. Can we not speak over each other? Romero woke up.
Romero was the best defender in the league this season. What are you talking about?
What? Hold on. Stop.
No, don't entertain this, man.
It's tough.
Name one better.
Stop. Will, say what you just said again.
Romero was the best defender in the league this season.
Just give Romero. Don't do this. Come on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah,
we leave that one.
In the exact same way that Pedro Porro was the best right back in the league this season. It's facts.
He's not bad. No.
I'm coming. I'm coming, Lord. I'm coming, my tiki taka.
He's taking a piss, Will, bro.
I'm not taking a piss.
Literally.
Name one better.
On your own.
Gabriel was better than him. Van Dijk was better than him.
Ake is better than him. Akanji is better than him.
Watch this. He's going to bring up the stats for the first 5 games. For the first 5 games.
The whole season.
Konza and Guehi both better than him this season.
I am not going into the stats debate.
No, we're not.
Because you lose. When you go to the actual data, you lose the conversation. That's why you guys don't want to go there.
Well, yes, I don't want to get dragged into this. If you think Romero was the best defender,
I know he was.
I'm gonna say you have your Spurs eyes the same as Liverpool. Van Dijk, the same. Okay, the same as we went to that before. A lot of Spurs fans think, for example, that Pedro Porro was the best right back in the league. A lot of them. Some of them do that. Right. Some Spurs fans think Udogie was the best. Some of them think Son is the best attacker in the league this season, or the best left winger, or something like that. Best finisher in the league.
Yeah,
it's
that's
all
true.
right. My point about this, we're going back to the old conversation, and guys, there's about 900 of you here, and
Those aren't hot
believe
takes.
believe it or not, we aren't even on 300 likes, guys. The like button is essential. It is important. Like the video underneath the live chat. I don't know what, unless you don't like the show or you don't like me, which is some of you actually said we actually don't like Mo. 17% said that. But inshallah, United will get relegated next season. Wallah, if United get relegated, I think that would be hilarious. It would be hilarious. Wallah,
Well, in your side,
it's more than mud. I think it will be
cooking, bro.
Yeah, not the mud. Way
cooking,
worse than the mud.
It would be hilarious, to be honest. This Ahmed kid is dodgy trim. He's getting a trim soon. It's cool.
I'll get a trim.
This Ahmed kid with
It's
the
Man
dodgy
United,
trim
most
might be money.
delusional brother I've ever speak on YouTube.
How am I delusional?
Love the stream.
Bro, come on.
Spaceman Trooper. How is he delusional though?
What did I say?
I promise you guys something. Ahmed, right?
He believes it.
Everything he says, it's
He
not
believes.
a troll. He doesn't troll.
Yeah, he doesn't troll.
You guys, Ahmed doesn't troll.
Conviction.
Bro,
that's
he's
the
everything
part that
Ahmed
scares me.
says, he believes it.
That's the part that scares me.
You know, he's high on his own supply, man.
know,
He's
innit?
high on his own supply, as they say, man. High on his own supply, man.
Chelsea will get both Alvarez and Sesko. Clip it, Denishin. Listen, guys, when I told you to hit the like, we just improved 50 likes. I am sure we can get 100 likes. And also, we're very close to 21,700 subscribers. 21,700. We reached 21,600 this morning. 21,700. And I'm sure there's 100 of you that haven't subscribed to the channel. So do it. Let's move on to the Havertz Sesko topic before everybody goes, right? Seriously. I actually think it's... I'm now looking at it in hindsight, and I'm like, I'm a little bit convinced, though, that Havertz can start and Sesko can be the backup.
I've just debunked that logic before.
How?
Because I said, wait, so to be clear, your point is Havertz can start, Sesko could be filler.
Yeah, and because
but this is only the assumption.
Okay, hold on. They're assuming that they're gonna get Sesko and a left winger. Is what they're
Yeah,
doing.
cool. So there's a lot of assumptions on this Arsenal thing. Very interesting because obviously Arsenal fans are saying no, we can keep Havertz. Some are saying we need a striker. I listened to Arsenal Spaces. They also saw I was in one earlier. I was listening to them, getting my knowledge up, see what they have to say, etc. Cool. So some people agree Havertz can start the whole season, and you can have Sesko come in as a young understudy, learn the league, chip him with a few goals. We spoke about on the stream about young Anelka, sort of thing, back in '98 or whenever it was. Okay. Some people believe, the more ardent Arsenal fans, they need a solid number 9 to help them over the line, and that's about it. Get me a number 9 who's competent. He's a 9. He knows what he's doing. Keep it stepping. And somewhere in the middle. My thing is, to the ones who want Havertz to be the striker, we're assuming on the anomaly of just this half season alone that he's going to continue this and extrapolate this across a whole season. That's my only problem. The logic makes sense, but what I'm using my eyes and the stats don't, because he's never shown this consistency of the second half of the season in his last 4 years in the Premier League. Now, you could say Chelsea, Obama, but even at Arsenal, Arteta didn't know where to put him. So he's also shown me that he's back in my point. He didn't know if it was a 9, an 8, or whatever he could be. He figured it out eventually with the team, put him up front, and it worked quite well, and he got goals and whatever, and he got like 20 GA, 12 and 8, or 13 and 7, whatever it was, which is a decent return. But that's the only problem. And the other issue is, if we don't agree with that, are Arsenal going to do enough to get that number 9? Now, that can't be Sesko, because then that would be the Havertz things. It has to be either Gyökeres, Osimhen, or Isak. Isak is priced out. Gyökeres, apparently, people are liking that much. So you're basically left with Osimhen.
But you never watch Gyökeres.
No. I haven't watched him, but the Arsenal fans say
okay, he's better than Sesko already.
Okay, so listen. So on this panel, I'm the Arsenal fan here, and I'll say something to you. Yeah, and I know you listen to a lot of Arsenal Spaces. You can listen. People have their opinions. Every fan has the right to whatever opinion. What I have consistently said is, last season we lost the league by losing 2 games. If we won 2 games, we win the league. If City drew 1 game, like if and what, but I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to say 2 games we win the league, right? Which means that we're literally 2 games away from winning the league if we up our levels, if our squad is deeper. It is crazy for me to say this, but Imagine looking for a goal against Bayern at the Alliance, and we had to bring in Eddie Nketiah. That is nonsense. That's not the levels that I'm looking for. I would rather my club goes. Let me tell you what I would rather. I would rather my club goes, and because right across my front three right now, from Leandro Trossard to Bukayo Saka, with Havertz in between and every other person, Martinelli and everybody, the average GA of the people who played throughout the entire season was double-digit GAs for me. There was 15, Trossard, Havertz, Saka. All those three of them gave me double-digit GAs. My defenders contributed 14 goals. No, I'm saying Martinelli did not. That's why I said the people. I said the people who played consistently, not the injured ones. Yeah, calling Martinelli. Yeah, that's
it's the first time.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
My defenders contributed 14 goals. My midfield, of course, contributed their own fair share of goals. And then, of course, set pieces. For me, I would rather go buy players that are either at par or a little better than the players that I have, so that I have depth in my squad consistently. So in certain games, and of course, a different style of profile. So that in certain games when I'm looking for a goal, I can bring in quality. I'm not bringing in Eddie Nketiah. If I bring in a Sesko, right, over Havertz, maybe in the 60th minute because Havertz is not doing too well, Sesko is a player that at least, from what I've seen, if it's set pieces that we're doing, he's good with his head, he's good on both feet, he can play in the system that we want him to play in, and the guy can probably put a goal in there for me. Now, if you're telling me as a club to go and spend more than half my budget, let's say I have a 200 million budget this season, more than half my budget on one player only, and I don't fill up on floor raisers in the other departments, in my midfield, in my defense, if that one player for some random reason gets injured, like Gabi Jesus got injured and we depended on him, but then he got injured. If that one player gets injured, I'm screwed as a team because the person that I'm expecting to do all that is not. But if I have 2 or 3 people that can give me 17, 18, 19, 20 GA, that's all I ask. 2, 3, 4 of them in the same positions. I hear you when you say Havertz, maybe he might not be able to replicate it based on the fact that he hadn't done it before. But change is a constant thing. It starts from somewhere. This may be where he has kicked in, and now he's probably able to replicate it going forward.
That's not a reliable thought process.
And of course, I agreed with you. The same way wasn't the same way wasn't a reliable talk when we got him to say, "Oh, he was going to give us 20 GA." It wasn't. It was like Havertz. Really, do you think he will even give you 10 GA? People said he wasn't going to give 8 GA, but he gave 20 at the end of the day. So my point is, if you can get players that can give you that average across the board, Arsenal is a team that shares their goals. That idea that we're not the Haaland, that we don't have the Haalands that will score 30, 40 GA. We don't have the Mo Salahs that do all of that for us. We're a team that shares our goals.
It's because you don't have a striker.
And
why you share the goals.
And the major thing about it is, yes, and that's how we play. So I would rather have 2, 3, 4
when you had Aubameyang, he didn't share anything.
But and where did it get us? Where did it get us? We didn't even qualify for Champions League with them.
It got you a FA Cup.
And they were getting what's it called?
Got you a trophy.
And they were getting Champions League wages. I mean, if you want to troll it. I'm just saying, like, for me, I know exactly. Look, I look at my team. I see where the loopholes are. This idea that I should go and spend 130 million on a striker. Yes, I need a striker, but it's not 130 million striker to win 2 games for me. Is that really what I need? 130 million? Are you telling me
that's what it's worth?
Hold on. Are you telling me that you look at the Arsenal team the way it is, and of course, if you want to troll, go ahead and troll. We drew 5. We drew 5. We lost. We drew 5. We lost 5. I think, if I'm not mistaken. City drew
10 games. You can improve.
City drew
7 and lost 3.
City drew 7 and lost 3 or something. Yeah, but the point is that's also 10 games that they can also improve in. So at the end of the day, it's vis-a-vis. My point is, there are certain games that we could have brought in a different profile of player and we would have gotten the win in that game by 1-0 or whatever it was. But we didn't have that profile on the bench. We didn't have that depth to be able to say, you know what, Havertz is not scoring. This guy is not giving the ball. Okay, Jesus is going for Saka on the right, and let's bring in this guy. You can do more crosses in, or, Leandro Trossard. So my point is, I would rather have depth across the board. I have a Timber coming back in left back. I want Zinchenko out,
but you don't know will be anything other than Matonki.
No, here's all I'm saying. I have a Timber coming back, which means it's a different profile from a Zinchenko that inverts. Whether it's going to be a donkey or not, that's for you to keep trolling and keep bantering. Don't worry. My point is, it's pretty simple. If I have depth in every position, quality for quality, where a player knows that if he messes up and somebody else steps in, that person is just as good as him and can take his position, he'll up his game. Instead of me having all my budget put on one major player, then I now go and buy subpar guys for the bench again. So that when I need depth in a game, I'm going to bring up a subpar person. No, I would rather spend 60, 45, 55 million across the board in every department. Defense, a winger, like spend big probably in the midfield where I really feel like we need somebody. Because my profile in the midfield, I already have what? I have Thomas Partey. Currently right now, the midfielders I have Thomas Partey, Jorginho. There are two different types of sixes. Jorginho is more the tempo controller type of six. Thomas Partey is a little bit more, aggressive with his passes going forward. And there are two different styles. I have a Declan Rice that can play in that position. And if I'm getting rid of Thomas Partey, then I'm bringing in a different profile of a six as well. Same thing on the left. I already have Leandro Trossard, who's not an out-and-out burst pace player, but he can play across the front three. I get somebody else on the right to back Saka up, or Jesus backing Saka up. Then I look for a good enough striker that can actually make what's his name, Havertz, realize that his position too is a threat. Me bringing in 100 and Isak for 130 million. I'm not saying it's not a great buy. That would be a great buy, but then I can't fill up the rest of my slots.
Why not go get Ollie Watkins or even like Ivan Toney, the guys you guys have
been
Ollie Watkins for the past 3 years.
Ollie Watkins qualified for Champions League with Aston Villa. You think he's going to? What is he coming to get from us? The same Champions League.
Second place, the league title. What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is So you also have to understand. Is Aston Villa willing to sell Ollie Watkins? Nobody's talking. He's not on the
money talks, man.
This money talks is nonsense because at the end it is nonsense because at the
end, come on, bro, you can't say that, my friend.
I feel like
you don't got club enough money.
You know what?
I'll give you an example of how money talks. Let me throw this point out there about how money talks. Hold on, Dayo. Hold on.
The only reason money. Let me finish. The only reason money will talk is if it's a release clause.
No, man, that's not how money talks.
Yeah, we can go there.
Do you know who Joe Lewis is? Do you know who Joe Lewis is? Do you know who Joe Lewis is? Yes or no? Joe Lewis is the owner of Tottenham Hotspur, the actual owner of Tottenham Hotspur, right? He's like a 90-year-old guy. Have you seen his girlfriend? She's like a 28-year-old Firefox bikini model. That's how money talks. That she would be with and sleep with an 89-year-old man who's about to die and looks like he's freaking from the show. What was that movie where the guy was dead and they held him up? Weekend at Bernie's. That's Joe Lewis. That's how money talks.
You still miss my point when I say money doesn't talk in the context I'm talking about. We're talking about football players here. Listen, we're talking about football players here. You guys keep saying, go get Watkins. Oh, go get Ivan Toney. Oh, why don't you get Gyökeres for 100?
If it's Ivan Toney or Sesko, who are you choosing?
Why don't you get this guy? Why don't you get that guy? I know who I want. If I want,
who are you choosing between them two? Ivan Toney or Sesko?
Hear what I'm saying. I want Isak, but Isak is not available. That's who I want as our striker. But he's not available. So this idea that you want to banter me because I can't get Isak, who I want, is
no one's bantering you here.
No one's going.
Nobody said you're bums because you can't get Isak. I'm saying go get a striker. Go get somebody who's quality.
Listen, you call it
rather than the player you got to Google to find information on.
Yo, that self-projection of who's bantering you, that's just projection, man. No one actually said anything bantering.
Yep.
But anyway, let me land my point. Yeah, you know the issue is, I feel like when Ahmed said earlier, which is very true, and we've been saying, the Arsenal fans will defend anything. The link with this player, it makes sense because the link with this player, oh yeah, he would suit our system. I feel like your narrative is based off the facts rather than what you actually believe. I believe.
What did I say? What did I tell me exactly what I said?
Brother?
Yeah, tell me what I said. No. Tell me what I said first before you continue, because it seems like you didn't understand what I said.
It's very simple to understand. Your overarching point was, I'll explain back to you to show I listen and you don't. Overarching point was, you'd rather fill and get the squad level up rather than spending and splashing all your money in one area. You don't mind spending more in the midfield because that area needs covering the most if Thomas Partey leaves. But you'd rather fill the squad up with 50, 60s, 55 million pound players that are competent enough to fill in when other players are injured or when they need resting, etc. Facts. That's what you said. What I'm saying is, I think your point is based off the knowledge that Arsenal were going to do that anyway, and therefore you're kind of making an avenue of defense for it. So what I'm trying to say is
it illogical?
I think you know.
Is it illogical?
I think that you know, and these men would agree with me. I'm speaking facts. Yeah. I think you know that your club won't spend the money for Osimhen, Isak, really, even if he was available, and even Toney, let's say, was expensive.
Tony's available.
Yeah, Tony's.
You said that about Declan Rice last season. You said that about Declan Rice last season. So let's carry on. You said it about Declan Rice. You said the same thing about last season. You said we wouldn't pay for Declan Rice. You said the same thing. Carry on. The video clips are there. No, carry on. I'm listening.
I'm actually speaking facts, and you just.
So go out and buy a striker then.
You know what?
Who's going to drop 100 million on somebody? Go do it.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
But if that is not the way we want to move, why is that a problem? Why is that a problem? Hold on, Will. If that is not what we want to go for, because we know how we want our club run, if that is not how we want to go, if we don't,
how do you know how Arteta wants the club run?
Exactly.
Wait a minute. You look. Arteta said he said it. He said
Listen, you know how you're just pontificating.
I am going to go by what Arteta. I'm going to go by what Arteta himself said. Arteta said, "I want to build a team where I have the same quality, two people in the same position, so that they can compete for themselves." This is the first thing he said in one of his first interviews. Yes, that's number. It's there. I will send you the links if you want to watch the interview. But I know
you have that now.
No, that's what Arteta said. We don't. Like, I just gave you an example. We're looking for a goal in the Champions League against Bayern, and we bring in Eddie Nketiah. Is Eddie Nketiah quality?
But it's been the question I was asking.
Contract last year. What are you talking about?
But you didn't give him a new contract last year.
Hold on.
No, it was when Balogun left.
Stop spreading rumors.
I finish my point, please, because I was just getting to a very cool point. You agree with me in the chat. Even Paddle's agreeing with me. Declan Rice is the exception that doesn't make the rule. Do you know why? Because even Arsenal fans pinpoint that as like a wow, we actually got a major signing. Wow, we actually spent 100 million, isn't it, Mo? You were doing streams. People were surprised they actually bought Declan Rice over Man City because they never done that before.
I wasn't.
I
wasn't because I had already seen a pattern with Arsenal.
Mystic Meg over here foresees everything.
It was June. It was June 2022.
No one expected it, man.
Yes.
And my point is, Will.
I said 2 years ago. I'm not in 2024.
It was.
My overall.
Are we not in 2024? I said 2 years ago, though. Are we not in 2024? Or am I in Twilight Zone?
It is.
You said last year. I said 2 years ago.
I feel like your club's not gonna do something. So you're defending the whole 55 Sesko. This player.
No, you're missing my point again. I am not defending anything. I am saying I do not have the depth in the squad that I think we need as the way we play because of how Arsenal plays, because of how Arteta has said this team, we share the goals. He said it many times. He's not saying that if he finds the perfect striker, we won't get the perfect striker. If he decides to change the tactics of the game and the team.
Last season, he's done that the season before sharing the goals. And has worked.
I know, because, listen, but that's what I'm saying, Ahmed. It hasn't worked because when we need, because remember, these guys are human beings too. When players have played, and there's a time like you're playing a game and you're not able to, when you bring somebody off the bench, you want quality. We didn't have that quality off the bench, is what I'm saying. So we really could not, in as much as we wanted to share the goals, it was our first 11 or just the first 13, that I could say were like the key guys. And if any of them had an injury, it was over. If Saliba gets injured, we're in trouble. We're literally in trouble if Saliba gets injured. I mean, we have Kyria for Gabriel now, which I think is a fair, but I still think Gabriel is better than him. Left back, I still have Zinchenko and Timber, an unknown Timber again, by the way, because he's only played 1 or 2 games, the first game of the season and the last game of the season. So he's an unknown to me. Zinchenko, I know his weaknesses with defense. They will capitalize on him again, and he's not leaving yet. So my point is, I want to strengthen in all the different departments and probably spend bigger in my midfield, where I really feel like if my defense holds up like it did this coming season, with a solid midfield, and then I have an additional 1 or 2 strikers in front that can give me double-digit GAs, then I think it's cool. I think we can be able to go on and win those certain games that we did not win last season. But for people to say, oh, that doesn't make any sense unless you go spend 120 million on Isak, Osimhen, like the name Osimhen is what is really going to win me the league. It can go either way. If I bring in Osimhen for 120 and Osimhen gets injured, then I'm still stuck with Kai Havertz, whom you said, by your logic, hasn't showed consistency of scoring like it's over seasons. So what are we talking about here? Why don't I have 2 or 3?
Can I come in here? Can I come in here for one point? I'm going to let you talk, Shaz. I just want to come in with a point. Arsenal have actually 7 first-team defenders after letting go of Cedric Suarez. Man City have 6. It's nobody's fault.
That's why I said quality. That's what I'm talking about, Mo. That's what I'm saying.
And that's what everyone is talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I said.
Hold on, Dayo. Just let me talk. Zinchenko, you bought quality. He's a Premier League winner, right? Quality. That you're supposed to have quality. You are the one who went to about Kivior in Serie A and bought Kivior. He's a backup center back. Tomiyasu, quality, right? Ben White, supposed to be quality. You have bench. The unfortunate incident is Timber. but you have bench for all the positions with Cedric Suarez. So the fact that, oh no, I need to strengthen the defense.
No, not just defense. More. I gave that as an example. I said I need to strengthen every department. You weren't listening, Mo. I just used.
Who else is bored of
There's only three departments in the team.
That's what I'm saying.
Defense, offense, and
I was just giving an example with our defense. Just giving an example, saying, for example, Zinchenko for me right now, his profile of playing left inverted is a
but you cannot do that. You aren't in a place to say, okay, Zinchenko's not good. I need to get somebody else. Unless you sell the guy, and I'm not talking about you, Dayo. This is how it works. Until you sell the guy, you cannot just say, okay, I want better than Zinchenko. Okay, you cannot have 50 left backs on the team. You it doesn't work like this.
I hear you. That's not what I said.
Also, I'm gonna add something to that. Your forward line. But let me just guys, your forward line on paper, by the way. Do you know how many forwards these guys have? 7. 7. Do you know how they have 7? They have 3 strikers, 2 right wingers, 2 left wingers. 7.
5 years into their process.
The thing is, and again, it was Arteta who said, I want Reece Nelson, and they signed a contract to him. It was Arteta who said that.
That's the problem, Dayo. With Will said, you are the ones who extended Reece Nelson and extended in
Yes, I agree.
Until you sell them.
And it didn't work out. And that's what Mo, I will say it again. It seems like you guys just want to listen to respond.
Hold on, bro.
He scored 4 goals in 2 games. He's great.
I mentioned
100K contract for you, mate.
I mentioned players. Listen,
that's why.
They got it wrong. Listen, we got that wrong.
Hold on. No, I am not letting you talk.
We got that wrong. And I did say my show, and I didn't say a word. We need to get rid of those players. That's what I said.
Dayo.
So what are we talking about?
Dayo, hold on. This is why everybody guys, let me just say this. Dayo, you're missing everyone's point. Everyone is saying you have the numbers. All you need now, the cherry on the top, the big guy. They are saying all this talk from Arsenal fans, oh, we need to strengthen, we need the numbers. The numbers are there, bro. You have 7 forwards and 7 defenders and about 3-4 midfielders.
This agenda is not going to work with me. This agenda will not work with me.
Hold on.
Is it good enough? No. Is it good enough? These guys
I am going to let you talk, Dayo. I'm going to let you talk. I am going to let you talk.
Don't let him talk. You're talking too much.
All this talk, Dayo, but we need to strengthen in other parts. It's a like for like. What I mean by like for like, you sell Zinchenko, you get better, right? You remove Emil Smith Rowe, you get better. But what's the only element you guys don't have? One element.
Exactly.
The cherry on the top. That's it. Done. Over.
And what did I say?
Everyone is
hold on. And what did I say?
Let me finish. You know what it is? The problem is they are too scared to spend the money which could potentially give them the extra goal.
This is the narrative.
And that is what I always maintain.
This is the narrative. This is the narrative. This is the bullshit. Hold on. This is the bullshit narrative that I'm trying to address. Mo, I simply said we have people on the squad who are not good enough. And if I'm going to bring in players, I want to get rid of them. I want to bring in players who are either better than the ones who I have now or just on par enough to push them to be better. That's exactly the first thing that I said. So I'm talking about getting rid of Nelson, getting rid of Emil Smith Rowe, getting rid of Eze Nketiah, getting rid of what's his name, Zinchenko in left back.
Yeah, I agree with you.
These are players.
We all agree. We all agree here. We're all together here.
So I said. Hold on. Let me finish. When we get rid of all these players, right? When we get rid of these players that I don't see as quality, according to my standards that I'm setting for my club, get rid of them. I would rather spend my money now. Yeah, go ahead and sleep. Do whatever you want to do. Make yourself happy.
I'm listening, Dayo.
I would rather than spend what I have as a budget to fill up all some of these departments at certain levels, then spend big in my midfield is what I said. If I get rid of Nelson and I get rid of Eze Nketiah and I bring in an additional 4th striker and a right winger as well, who can give me double-digit GAs, that I can, okay, you can give me 12, 15, you can give me 12, 15. Yeah. Boom.
Let me come.
There is Saka there. There is Saka. You cannot get someone to give you this amount of GA.
I'm saying
if they don't play, bro.
Here's what I'm saying.
Here's what I'm saying. I've been hearing that for half an hour.
if you look at the player, right? You look at I test available.
An hour.
Shut up, Chaz. You're disturbing what I'm saying.
Half an hour on the same thing.
I test good.
The same
Stats
thing.
are good. Stats are good. If you look at that player, you bring him in. That means that you know that the player can perform to that level, right? You know he can perform to that level. That's why you brought him in.
Yeah, we get it.
That's the whole idea.
We get your point. Can I respond to this just by saying this? You should be the Arsenal manager because this kind of foresight and this strategic planning, you should be the manager, bro. Because can you explain to me if this is all true? Why did he re-sign Nelson?
Why did we re-sign Nelson? You want the answer? You want the answer? You asked the question.
That's not the end of the question.
Okay, finish your question.
Yeah, because you've been speaking for way too long.
Finish your question.
Lucky I have to go because you're waffling. But anyway, why did he re-sign Nketiah? Why does he re-sign Nelson? Only what, last year before that? If he knows the squad's not good enough and these players aren't even playing for him, why is he re-signing them and not getting what you believe to be buffer players? Why is he spending 65 million on Havertz, which at the time was a guy who wasn't even performing well in the Premier League?
Exactly.
Why didn't he use that money, get a £30 million here, £40 million here, do this? Why did he go for Havertz, Marquis, Rice I exclude because you needed a Marquis sign in midfield? Why did he do that? My issue is, to answer my own question before you come in, is like Ahmed's saying, I don't think your club is that kind of club to go out and spend that big money where it's needed and replace those Nelsons and Nketiahs. I don't know if they are. I think they'll replace people where needed, like Bruno Guimaraes, Partey, like for like, but I don't know if they're going to do the cherry on top, like I was saying, that big marquee signing. You're disagreeing, going, no, we don't need that. We don't need that.
I didn't say we don't need that. Who was the striker that I said I want? Who was the striker that I said I wanted, that Dayo said he wanted? Who? On this
I don't know. Who did you say?
I said,
Ahmed, you heard it, right?
You said it like 37 times.
I said Isak is who I want. That's what I want.
If he was available,
but because I said if he's available, that's who I want. But because you don't listen, and I'm giving you reasons why, instead of doing that, since I can't get who I want, this is what I would rather do, is what I'm saying. And
you're
to answer
making
your
preliminary
question,
excuses for your club when they
to
don't buy what they need.
To answer your question, you said why did we resign those players? First and foremost, it would have been bad business to let them go for free. That's number one. Number two is this.
It's the mentality.
Last season we spent what 35 million on Timber, 65 on Havertz, 105 on Rice, almost 200 and something million was already spent. For you to then say, oh, okay, let me spend some more to replace.
McDonald's, I'll order you some food for this guy keeps waffling.
Yeah, man. Listen, thanks, man.
Say what you will. But the reason we resigned them again is also because they're academy players.
On this.
Yeah, keep saying waffling because that's the only thing you have. You can't debunk anything I've said.
No, it's
because nothing you said is based on actual fact. You're giving your opinion on what you think the club wants to do. You don't know what the club wants to do.
That was the question that was addressed to me. What would I do? Was the question addressed to me?
No, it wasn't.
How can I speak on behalf of what the club would do when I don't work for the club?
You said you want Isaac. You're the one that's making the conversation. But your whole thing is, I want Isaac, but the club, it would be better for the club to split it all around and do all these things.
You're the one that keeps on saying stuff, bro.
I prefaced everything I said with this is what I would do, because the way the club is going to go, I don't know. If they turn around tomorrow and go give Newcastle 150 million for Isak, that's on the club. I will still support
Price
them.
keeps going up.
I'm telling you,
but then what's your opinion, though, bro? Because you're not giving us your opinion. You're giving the club PR decision, bro. That's what you're doing, man.
You asked me what I would do, and then I give you what I would do.
Dayo, answer this question. If you want Isaac, right? Then why do you also not want to spend big money on a striker and spread it around the squad? Like, how does that make sense?
Hold on. Okay, again, because you've chosen not to listen.
Because he's the club.
I just said it again. Hold on. I said I want Isaac. I want Isak, right? I want Isak. But here's what I said.
Stop. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Oh my God. I said if Newcastle is not selling Isak to me, then I would change. Hear me out. I said then I would change my strategy. I would change my strategy of how I spend my money. Is what I said.
Why would you
Newcastle
change
Is
sells,
there no other striker better than
There's
Isak out
no
there?
other striker.
I want
There's none.
Isak.
That's it.
If Newcastle sells Isak to me, then I will go that route. And
Tony
that's
is better than Sesko.
so my point is, I don't want
So what are we
Sesko.
doing here?
I don't want Gyökeres. I don't want any of those guys. I want Isak. And
What
if I
about
can't get
Ivan
Isak,
Tony?
then I will spend my money in a different way. I don't want Ivan Tony.
I
don't
don't want Ivan. Wait, can I
Why
say
don't you
something?
want
By
That's
the way,
what I'm saying. I don't want Ivan
Wait.
Tony. I'm just saying.
Explain
that
why.
if I don't- because that's the route I would go. If
Shall
either
I
I
tell
get
you why?
Isak,
Shall I
if I
tell you
don't get
why
Isak,
Arsenal
then I'll
fans?
spend my money the different way.
Wait, hold on.
How is that hard to comprehend?
The reason why Arsenal fans don't want Isak yet is because they've been brainwashed by this whole attitude thing, and because he's 28,
You mean
Arteta,
Tony?
Arteta doesn't have the experience to manage big personalities. Hence, why he lets go of them. That's the reason why he doesn't. That's why he likes this
handle
young
a
I
squad.
don't know about that.
Because he
Dayo
likes
is
the young.
what you call, guys, a mouthpiece of him and the
One
guy all the
second.
same. Oh, Arsenal say left,
Who's the big?
they go
Who's
left.
the
Arsenal
big
say
guy?
right, they go right. Arsenal say sit down on the
Selective
floor.
hearing,
Selective
selective hearing is a problem for you.
Arsenal
Chess.
say shave your hair, you shave his hair.
Hold on.
hearing
Can I
is-
tell Dayo? I'm
selective
gonna tell
hearing
you the
is- is-
difference.
selective
I
hearing
get
is
what
a
you
problem
said,
for
Dayo. Dayo wants Isak. Dayo wants a ready-made striker. Do you know what the problem is, Dayo? Is that some Arsenal fans, not all Arsenal fans, sit here and defend Sesko a lot, and this is what throws people
I don't
off.
do that.
Exactly. But the problem is because you're here with us, you're in front of us. That's the problem. I have seen people defend Sesko with the. I'm like, call it out. Say that you're not happy with it, that you're skeptical a little bit, and you want better. And you will see people saying, okay, there is nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? It's the same with Chelsea fans, by the way. The Chelsea fans that sat, okay, and I'm calling out some of them, they know who they are, and they sat and said, we studied Maresca, and he's great. Maresca is good. There are videos, not you, by the way, not you. But the other people are saying, we're a little bit skeptical about Maresca. We're gonna give it a chance. This is the logical thing because they don't know. Sesko, if you sit here and say, I want Isak, I want this, I want that, but because there is no price for them and stuff like that, we're gonna go for Sesko. I'm a little bit skeptical instead of just defending it blindly.
I know, but I haven't
That's
done
my
that.
point about that.
I haven't done that.
That makes sense now? Do you get my point now?
I totally understand why they're bantering me, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, it's simple. Nobody's listening to what I said. I said, I want Isak. That is how I would spend my money. I would go there, but if Newcastle refused to sell him to me, which could be an option. Listen, you can't say this is what I'm going to do and I'm just going to do and die there. If it doesn't happen, what happens to you? The window goes and then you don't get the striker you want. I have one option for a striker and one option only, Alexander Isak. And if I can't get Isak,
there are other people. I think Ivan Toney is less. To be honest with you, Dayo, I think Ivan Toney is less risky than Sesko.
I hear you. I'm not talking Sesko. I don't even have Sesko on my list. I don't even have him on my list. So what I'm saying is,
thank you.
I have Isak on my list. Boom, done. Arsenal go Isak. How much you guys want to sell him for? 120. Let's do 110 right now because of I want to fill some other parts. They refuse. We go back. Okay, here's the 120. Okay, we want the 120 in one season. No, let's do 3 seasons because there's also all that negotiation. If Newcastle then says no, we want it in 2 trenches. Arsenal says okay, 1 trench or half trench, whatever. Let's agree. If they don't agree, because negotiations can break down. If they don't agree, then I'm like, okay, I would rather than spend my money filling up par for par, like, players for each department. And then next season, probably then go for I'm hearing Isak is going for 200 million.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I know it's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But my point is, I
believe 100 million pounds or 120 million pounds.
I've given myself 2 options. My one option is Isak, and my other option is to then spread my cost to fill out other departments. And I don't see anything in the world that is wrong with that. So for people to sit here and then just try to say, oh, that's waffling because you don't want to pay the money. When I've simply already said who I want.
That's not why you were waffling.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Okay, listen, people. This is my Nigerian brother. He's always rude. He's not rude. He's not rude at all. Nobody here is rude. We're all just friends talking. I don't know, my guy, they relax, shy, drink tea before you come on the panel. Dayo's cool, bro. Thank you, Daniel.
Let me help you read that thing, bro. He said, my guy, relax. Chai. You have to say chai.
Yeah. That's what I said. Daniel, Winstanley, and Stewart out. Thank you for becoming a member. Listen, people, the bridge, Ahmed is going live right after this for Chelsea and Ahmed United. This is going to take you to Ahmed, guys, for Manchester United when he goes after this. And Ahmed, the bridge, of course, if you want to hear Chelsea, the bridge, it's in the description. I need one of the mods to post the channel in the right away now. It is in the description. One click away, you can subscribe to Ahmed, the bridge. It's his channel. He goes live every day about it. Let's get Ahmed. How many subscribers are you on?
I'm on 1,244.
We need him on 2K soon, people. 2K soon. And Ahmed United, we need the guy on 1K. Come on, people. You 1K yet? Not yet. You're muted. You bottled it like you bottle everything.
I'm on. Sorry, I'm on like 586.
Yeah.
So,
guys,
so
support
hopefully-
the guys, of course. And guys, we are just some likes away from reaching 400 likes on this stream. So go like the video, of course. I want to thank Will, of course. Finally, we got to speak about Spurs. Hopefully, we'll speak about it more. And listen, Martin just posted the link for the bridge. You can click on it and go subscribe. And this one will take you to Ahmed and banter on the pitch, Dayo. This was an absolutely amazing and a fantastic stream, people. I want to thank everyone that is here. Shez's channel is here. Ahmed United channel is here. Go subscribe. Thank you, guys. And we'll see you guys soon. And we are out of here, people.